Eamonn Holmes gives fans update after falling off his chair on live TV. Eamonn suffered the blunder live on air on Wednesday. Eamonn Holmes has given fans an update after he fell off his chair yesterday whilst presenting GB News. The 65-year-old has been open over the years about his struggles with chronic pain and mobility issues, and yesterday, during an interview on GB News, he went crashing to the floor. The camera did not pan over to Eamonn in distress, but he could be heard saying that he was fine, and urged the interview to carry on. However, social commentator Charlie Rowley was clearly left flustered by the disruption, and the show then went to a break. When it returned, Eamonn was back in his seat and waved away the incident. He said, "Welcome back. Good to see you again. Especially good for me to see you again. I am still alive, yes. And they're very wonky wheels on chairs that we've got here, and as a matter of fact, we don't really like the chairs full stop, do we? They're a bit slippy and sliddy, and I've slipped and slid off mine there. Not the first guest to have done so, we've had a few, they have to remain nameless because they're well-known people, but they've hit the floor really badly, quite frightening." Eamonn then said that his fall was a bit of a shock, which comes just weeks after he was hospitalized from an accident in his home. He added, "And it was a bit of a shock for me because I had a fall in my bathroom 2 weeks ago, which hospitalized me, and that hit me again right in the back. I'm really sore. Really sore." This is not the first time Eamonn has had an on-air health mishap, as last year he had to abruptly leave mid-show during the live broadcast of his GB News program after suddenly feeling ill. His sudden absence halfway through a 7:45 a.m. chat with Parliamentary Under-Secretary of State for Mental Health Maria Caulfield caused considerable concern. During the discussion, Eamonn stayed noticeably silent while co-host Isabel Webster led the conversation with the MP. After his hasty departure from the studio, Isabel carried on solo, hosting their breakfast show by herself for another hour and a half. In a statement regarding this incident, a GB News representative said, "Eamonn had to finish a little earlier today as he was feeling unwell. He hopes to be back tomorrow." The 64-year-old presenter has unfortunately been struggling with health issues over recent years. At the TRIC Awards, he unveiled that a surgical procedure he had undergone went wrong. In his heartfelt speech, he said, "Thank you very much for this award. We were up against world-class programs, and that makes it a little bit more special. Sometimes we all think about imposter syndrome. I went for an operation a year and a half ago and it went wrong. I got 2 things in my back that I didn't want." Eamonn Holmes' girlfriend breaks silence on engagement after sharing loved-up snap. Eamonn Holmes' girlfriend Katie Alexander has broken her silence on engagement rumors after she was seen sporting a huge ring in a loved-up snap. Eamonn Holmes' partner Katie Alexander took to the internet to shut down engagement rumors after accidentally sending the rumor mill into a spin with an affectionate photograph, showcasing a large ring on her finger. The couple, who are rumored to have been together for nearly 12 months, elevated their relationship by becoming Instagram official recently with a heartwarming photo display. The charming snapshot shows Eamonn, aged 65, capturing the selfie as marriage guidance counselor Katie, aged 43, gleams in the backdrop, her hand placed tenderly on the broadcast journalist's shoulder, revealing a huge ring. Sharing the image with her followers, Katie captioned it slightly playfully, "Time for a coffee in between clients." Subsequent to circulating the endearing pictures, Katie was swift in dispelling chatter that they might be heading down the aisle soon, reports Belfast Live. Clarifying to avoid any confusion, she added a detailed explanation, "Before anyone jumps to the #Ringgate bandwagon, the camera is reversed so. Right hand ring finger." Up till now, the two have been savoring discreet adventures and evenings out beyond the reach of social media and the public eye, apparently content and at ease in one another's presence. This development occurs as Eamonn readies himself for an important personal chapter, which is the formal conclusion of his 14-year union with loose women personality Ruth Langsford, also 65. It's reported that the gleeful snapshots of Eamonn were captured merely days before his mishap on GB News, when the TV presenter tumbled from his chair during a live broadcast. The misfortune occurred in the early hours, leaving his co-presenter Ellie Costello visibly worried for him. She exclaimed, "Oh my gosh," against the backdrop of a jarring noise. The TV star was outside the frame at the moment but assured those concerned with, "I'm fine, carry on, carry on." Shortly after, the transmission swiftly moved to a lengthy commercial break. 6 minutes later, a lengthy hiatus by television standards, Eamonn reappeared on screen, confirming his well-being. He declared, "I'm alive," and humorously informed viewers that he was really sore. With lightheartedness tinged with discomfort, he remarked, "They're very wonky wheels on chairs we've got here. As a matter of fact, we don't really like the chairs here. It was a shock for me because I had a fall 2 weeks ago in my bathroom that hospitalized me and that hit me right in the back." Eamonn further disclosed, "That hit me again right in the back. Really sore, really sore." Eamonn Holmes' future at GB News revealed after accident live on TV. GB News presenter Eamonn Holmes' future on the morning breakfast show has been revealed after he fell off his chair earlier this week. Eamonn Holmes admitted he is bruised, sore, and a bit embarrassed after falling from his chair live on GB News. A source close to the Irish broadcaster has issued a health update after the dad of 4 took a tumble on the breakfast show on Wednesday, May 21. The 65-year-old stunned his co-host Ellie Costello and guest commentator Charlie Rowley, with fans also sharing their concerns as his fall was heard off camera. The former This Morning presenter has battled a series of health issues that have affected his mobility over recent years. Most notably, he has undergone double hip replacement surgery, slipped discs, and ongoing spinal problems. But he has the unwavering support of his GB News bosses, who remain sympathetic to the veteran presenter's off-screen struggles. A source told Mail Online, "Everyone at GB News is rallying round Eamonn. He's had a horrendous couple of years, but he has the full support of the channel and all of his colleagues. Eamonn's health problems have presented challenges for him and for the channel, but bosses are working on ways they can help him in any way they can." The insider added, "Eamonn remains a massive part of the channel's future and is adored by viewers and his co-presenter alike. He was obviously a bit embarrassed about what happened the other day. He's worked on TV for decades and nothing like that has ever happened to him before. It left him a bit bruised and sore, but he's on the mend now." Just hours after his fall, Holmes was reduced to tears during a podcast interview with former boxer Barry McGuigan. The sportsman was hosting the second installment of his Things We Like podcast with GB News colleague Paul Coit when an anecdote about McGuigan's own father Pat, who passed away at the age of 52, left him teary-eyed. Discussing the former boxer's extraordinary rise to lineal heavyweight champion, Holmes, whose dad Leonard died aged 64 in 1990, recalled how Pat would sing the anthem "Danny Boy" from the ring before many of his son's fights. He said, "Your dad was a special man. I know he was very special to you. Barry used to come out of the ring to Danny Boy, it would be emotional, I'm sure Barry's the same." Fighting back tears, he added, "It brings tears to my eyes, because of my own dad, for reasons I won't go into." Pat, a successful singer who represented Ireland at the 1968 Eurovision Song Contest, died in 1987 at the age of 52 following a period of poor health. Holmes' father Leonard also died young after suffering a fatal heart attack while driving. Discussing his sudden death during appearance on the Irish show The Meaning of Life in 2021, he said, "He's been gone 31 years now, but I still miss him every day. I can't recall my late father without thinking of how he always wanted to provide, even when I had a successful career. I think, like all of us, he just liked to be needed." Sharing touching memories of his dad as he choked back tears, Holmes added, "All he did was give us a big hug or whatever. All he did was say things like, 'Do you need any money?' I was on Ulster television earning £12,000 a year. He wasn't earning £12,000 a year or anything near it. One day my mum said, 'Let him give you some money.' I did. I was like, 'Yeah, Dad,' and he'd give me 20 quid.